What saying no taught me in 3 days that I knew, but it was good to have a refreshing course. Let's dive on in. Grand rising, everyone. Listen, I literally just woke up probably like an hour ago. I woke up, I made me some tea, and I was gonna have my tea here with me, but I was led to journal first. So I had my tea with me journaling, and yeah, I just felt so good. I felt so good, and I am super excited to share with you the 4 things that I learned and also was reminded of while saying no on that 3-day challenge. So first and foremost, thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I am so grateful. Thank you. We are about to hit 500. It's almost there. Now, first, I looked in the camera and my eyes, like my face is a little puffy. Like when I wake up, I just have water built up. So that's why I was drinking the tea. It's a diuretic. So what a diuretic does, it just flushes you out so that you don't have that puff in the morning. But I was like, the sun is out, so I have to do the video now because I need the sun, and she looks good and we're ready. So welcome to all of my new subscribers. As you know, I do not consider you followers because you do not need to be led. You know what you know. And welcome back to my returning subscribers. I'm so happy to have you here. Now, shall we dive into it? Okay, let's dive into it. I gave you a 3-day challenge of saying no. You could have sung it, you could have yelled it, you could have hummed it. However, the goal was no. For 3 days, we were acknowledging our freedom to express ourselves in a healthy way where we were not people pleasing or caring about how people received our no. And there were 4 things that came to me that were given to me before, but it was just established while I was doing this 3 days of no. Okay. And I am super excited to share this with you because I feel like maybe some of you have felt this too, or maybe you thought about it, but it was like, I don't know, so these are what I experienced. If you have experienced any of these, you could comment below. Also, if you want to see more content, do not hesitate. Do not be nervous. Okay, subscribe. This is a family. This is a community. This energy is real. She is authentic all day, every day. Check out my other videos. If you don't know, I am a spiritual advisor as well. So if you do want to sit and talk with me, you can. I will put that information in the description box below. So let's dive into the 4 things that I learned. So first and foremost, the first thing that I learned was, or what I was reminded of, is I can do hard things. Okay. A homegirl of mine shared this with me years ago when she was working on getting a house. She would say things to me like, Shayla, I could do hard things until they're no longer hard things. They're just things that I've done. And I would hold on to that saying. And I'm one where if a saying resonates, I want to keep it. And when I was on this process of challenging myself along with you and saying no, it was a hard thing for me. Why? Because like I've said, I have dealt with people pleasing. And even though I'm getting out of it, it's still me leaving that fluff or that foundation of I need to explain why my no is valid. But once I just said no without an explanation, without giving too much in detail, it was like I could do hard things. And that opened up my mind to realize I could do other hard things in life until they're no longer hard things. They're just things that I've done. It was a beautiful experience because I had said no to this woman. And when I said no to her, it was the way that I said no. I wasn't rude. I just said no, but it was what happened before. And my mind started to play tricks on me. And I was like, ooh, what if she doesn't like me? What if she responds this way? And it was beautiful how she responded, right? It was just, okay. And I was like, oh, that hard thing wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Next, this one, my homegirl Booby, she said this to me, and it was definitely lightened up during this challenge. And the second one is, your emergency is not my priority. Oh, if I had my tea, I would sip. Somebody take a sip for me, please. Do it. When I said no, I realized that a lot of people will come to me with emergencies, and to them it is an emergency, and I respect it. Your emergency is your emergency. But I had to realize that if they didn't call me, would they figure it out? And yes, they would figure it out. See, we get confused that when somebody calls us or when somebody needs us, their emergency has to be our top priority, right? We have to stop everything that we're doing and we have to just jolt to them, help them, be at their aid, be at their beck and call. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing it, because I believe that they were competent enough to figure it out on their own. I am not a trash can for your emotional distress. You don't just get to dump your things on me. And I realized that by saying no. Sometimes in conversations, I was just like, I don't have time for this right now, or I'm not available. Hold that thought, but I'm not available, or I just didn't answer my phone. And I did it because I really wanted to honor this challenge with you, so that if you were to book me and you're like, Shayla, I'm still battling, I could walk you through it because I've been in it with you. See, authenticity is definitely a gift. Being vulnerable is a gift. When people see that you are doing the things, or you've been in the same boat as them, they realize, okay, sis has been in the same boat as me. If she could get out, I could get out. And I used to not believe that, but it really is true, because we're all similar in certain ways. Right? So when I realized that these people calling me and tugging on me and pouring their emotional baggage on me, that's not my priority. I'm going to the gym. I'm making a smoothie. I'm cooking. Even if I wasn't doing anything that was of a high level, meaning I wasn't working or anything, even me just reading a book was my priority. Me not doing anything in that moment was my priority. So for you to just call me and want to throw your stuff on me, your emergency was not my priority. And I'm so grateful to my girl Boo B for sharing that with me, because it was definitely prevalent in this experience of saying no. Now, number 3, this one was interesting. People will treat you how you treat you. By me saying no, I realized that certain people will call me and be like, Shayla, you having a moment where you just need your time? And I realized, like, yes, I do need my time. And because I was being passionate on, no, I don't want to be around y'all right now. I don't want to talk. I'm just doing me. I'm in my no moment. I'm vibing with me. People started to treat me the way that I was treating me. I started to respect my time. So people would say things like, well, I know that, I'm hitting you up, or I'm calling you, or people would be like, yo, are you busy? Like, people started to acknowledge me acknowledging my time. People started to acknowledge me acknowledging my no. Now, can I give you a little story? I'm gonna give you a little story. There was an incident where I was tested and I did not honor my no. And because I didn't honor my no, what happened was I started to feel like my body betrayed me. Like, I said no, but my body said yes, and the answer was yes at the end of the day. And it bothered me so much that I had to think about it. How do I want to be perceived in life? If somebody does something that betrays me, if somebody does something that makes me feel like I can't trust myself, or if I do something, accountability, where I feel like I can't trust myself around this person or this energy, how do I move forward? And that's when I realized there has to be consequences. Right? Like, I may not be able to stop what's happening in that moment because it's already done. I moved past it, whatever, but I'm not going to feel guilt and shame. I need to have a consequence in place. And that was something that I learned. People will treat you how you treat you. And I started to treat myself with respect, but I also started to discipline myself when I messed up. So I had to discipline others when they messed up. So what I did was when my no was not received well, or when it wasn't respected, I had to discipline people. I had to, because I had to show myself that when I don't honor my word, the world will discipline me. Something will happen where it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. So it just goes how it needs to go. And I realized that people who really respect you, they will start to see your patterns and ask you, like, are you available? Like, can you do this? And not push on you. And even if they push on you, you have created a space in yourself where it's like, I don't want to be treated like that, so I'm gonna let you go. Or we're gonna have to have a conversation if I feel that you are of value. Okay? Take that one. Take that one. If you are enjoying this video, do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment, because we doing this together, baby. Last but not least, it was all in my head. Take a sip for me. I'm gonna swallow. Get your mind out the gutter, nasty. Because I need my tea. I need my tea, because that last one was real for me. I thought that people were going to act crazy when I said no. Even when I corrected people, because see, my no, yeah, I could be dramatic. I was in my no challenge, but I was also in a you're not going to just treat me how you want to treat me challenge. Like, you're not just going to say anything to me challenge. It was all of that for me, okay? Because once I said no, it was like this energy of speaking up for myself also came. Now, granted, I have done this before, but this is like a challenge for us so that I could walk you through it. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. You got it. And what I realized was whatever was in my head of being abandoned or feeling like I'm not as important to this person or feeling like they're going to get angry, all of that disappeared. It wasn't even what it was. Now, even if I got a little scuff, like, all right. Even if I got that, it didn't bother me because it was like, well, you're going to have to handle it on your own. That has nothing to do with me. It was all in my head. And I realized it was all in my head when I had to say no to my mom. That's when it really hit me, because I realized that the root issue wasn't me people pleasing because of the world. It was people pleasing because of my parent relationships, right? Like, my relationships with my mom and my dad made me become a people pleaser. Not me having people in my life made me a people pleaser. No. Me feeling like I had to do something or be someone or move a certain way, and if I didn't, I was cast out or moved around, or made me feel uneasy, whatever it was, made me be very timid when it came to saying no to people. So as an adult, I carried that trauma in my mind. So when it was time to say no, that no traumatized me. It made me very scared and very nervous. But once I had a conversation with my mother and I said, Ma, I have to say no to you sharing certain things with me. I am your daughter, and I don't want to feel like I have to save you as your child, because it doesn't make me feel like it makes me feel like, if my mom can't save her, can I really save me? You get what I'm saying? We are the representations of our family members, of our parents. We get their ways and their attributes, and we have their characteristics. And if we see a parent who is a go-getter and who can defeat all odds against them, we start to believe that we could do the same. But if we see a parent that is, carrying a lot, always seems like they're in distress, like they can't get themselves out of one situation because it's just too much, we start to believe, are we the same? We start to believe that we can't get ourselves out as well, right? Like, we can't figure life out, like life is just happening. See, it's important to understand that you become who you're around the most, right? So if you're around your mother the most, and your mother is a strong person and she has everything in order, you're more likely to be like that. If you're around your father the most and he has this energy of like dominance and he's good with finances and he's good as the breadwinner, you're more likely going to be like that, whether you're male or female. There's just, the dominant parent has more power, right? And what I had to realize was, and this is not to say that my mom can't handle life. It's not that. But what it is to say is boundaries were important. And before I could say no to the world, I had to say no to the root of why I felt like I had to say yes to the world in the first place, right? So those are the 4 things that I learned while saying no. And those are the things, like I said, I have already learned, but it was nice that the light was shined on that. Was it shone? It was lit up. We're going to say lit up. It was lit up during this challenge, because it's important to realize that as you get to become a certain age, you are held accountable for you. You are your mother. You are your father. You are your guardian. It's not cute that we, some people are like 50 years old still blaming their parents. It's not attractive. It's like the world is going to look at you like, baby, you have full mental competency and mental intelligence to be able to go get the things that you need. And one of the things that we need to say is no. We need to say no to people disrespecting us, disregarding us. We need to say no to our impulses. We need to say no to ourselves sometimes, because that's a sign of self-love and self-discipline. Okay, so if you have enjoyed this video, do like, share, subscribe, comment below. I am so interested on if you have experienced any of these 4 things. And like always, I will see you next time. Peace.